Hi, I'm Matt, and welcome to Tech Tested. Do you want some of that RGB bling without breaking the bank? Well, today we're going to be reviewing the cheapest RGB keyboard on Amazon. So what is the cheapest RGB keyboard on Amazon? Well, it's none other than the RK104 by Rii, and I picked up this keyboard because I wanted a dedicated keyboard for my NAS. And I figured, since I was getting a keyboard, why not make it RGB? Now, the first thing you may notice about this keyboard is it's 10 keyless, which for me is a great thing. For a NAS, I don't really need anything more than a basic keyboard, and it's really compact if I decide I want to take it to a LAN party. Now, you can currently pick up this keyboard for a mere $15 on Amazon, so we need to curb our expectations a little bit with how great this keyboard actually might be. First up is build quality, and while it does have some flex when you try and twist it, it really isn't that bad when it's sitting on your desk. We are also working with membrane keys, which I thought was going to be a problem since I am accustomed to using Cherry MX Blue switches in my keyboards, but they actually felt quite nice for a membrane key. My biggest issue with the keys was the inconsistency. The keys on the left felt great for WASD gaming, but the keys on the right, specifically the backspace button, were very mushy and didn't feel great when you were trying to type. There are 4 rubber pads on the bottom of the keyboard to try to hold it in place on your desk. However, I still noticed quite a bit of sliding on my wood top desk, so that's something you got to take into consideration as well. For me, the biggest shortcoming of this keyboard was actually the lack of feet to support the back of the keyboard, meaning you had to use it in the full flat configuration. Most of the time, I use a keyboard that has feet holding up the back, so that was kind of frustrating for me. Once you finally plug it in, you do get to see the RGB backlights. Unfortunately, they're not programmable. You are stuck with what the configuration is out of the box. At this price point, that's not a huge issue, but it is a small feature that I would have liked to see. From my measurements, the cable for the keyboard is 62 inches long, which isn't the longest, but it's quite acceptable for the price. To really put this thing to the test, I decided to use it as my daily driver for 2 days, and I was not entirely disappointed. For gaming, I played a few rounds of StarCraft, and I was actually surprised at the performance here. Despite the fact that there was a little bit of sliding on the keyboard, once you get settled in, it's not so bad, and the responsiveness from the keys was actually quite nice. A lot less pressure necessary than I am used to on my Cherry MX Blue switches. Then I started typing a script for an upcoming video, and this is where I was kind of disappointed. The backspace button was rather mushy, and it was a very inconsistent feel across the keyboard, which makes it very difficult for predictable typing. Something else that I really liked about this keyboard was that it worked right away when you plugged it in. I was even able to enter the BIOS on some older platforms, which isn't always the case on some USB keyboards. So after 2 days of use, what's my take? Well, the backlights are actually quite nice if you need to look down at the keyboard to see what you're typing, and it really helps when you're using a brand new keyboard and haven't been typing on it before. It was really nice for streaming as well because the membrane switches weren't nearly as loud as the Cherry MX Blues I'm used to and didn't get picked up by my microphone. So the big question is, should you buy it? Well, for $15, I find it really hard to beat. The build quality is acceptable, and it was actually a pretty good experience while gaming. It's clearly not the highest build quality keyboard out there, but you're getting more than what you pay for in this case. Just make sure to take note of the caveats I laid out so you can judge for yourself whether or not it's a good investment for you. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, follow us on our social media platforms, check out our Discord and our website so you can pick yourself up some Tech Tested merch.